What's up guys, Tyler here from the Rise Hunt. It is a beautiful day here in Michigan. It is 70 degrees. I'm so stoked that it's not 100 and sweat's not dripping down my back. It's super nice when you get these days, sometimes June, July, when it just kind of cools down to that 70 degree temperature mark. It feels awesome. It just, you can't beat it. You know, those semi-warm, semi-cool days. It's a perfect day to get out there and do some work on your property, hang some tree stands, spray food plots, whatever it is you're doing. It's a perfect day for that. It's not so hot. But anyways, today I'm gonna be hanging some tree stands out behind my house, and I'm doing something a lot of people really don't do nowadays, which is hunt out of ladder stands. That door just freaked me out, just open. Hunt out of a ladder stand. These are a couple stands that I just picked up. I have no affiliation with them, but River's Edge tree stands. They're just a classic one-man ladder stand. They're 16 foot tall. A lot of people don't like hunting out of ladder stands because they think the deer, sees the ladder, they look up and you're busted, which may be true. There's some truth to that. A lot of people like hunting out of hang-ons. Well, what I've noticed with hang-ons is it's kind of just like a little bit scary sometimes. If you set, for example, on a permanent location, you set up a hang-on and you set your sticks up, your stagger sticks, and you hunt them for multiple years, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Obviously, it's good to go out there and loosen those straps up so they can flex and stuff like that, but we get busy, sometimes that don't happen. So I have a bunch of stands behind my house and also at my farm that have been sitting for, I'm guilty of 4 or 5 years, and all I've been doing is just adding another ratchet strap so I don't fall out of the stand. But what my thought process with these stands was, if I wake up in the morning at my house, for example, like mid-October, something like that, and I want a nice, easy stand to slip into, you can't beat slipping into a ladder stand. It's just super simple to climb up the steps, and it's just like a really low stress situation. Like if I open my eyes up and I'm kind of already running late and I'm like, oh, I got that ladder stand, I can go jump in behind the house, So I don't like to put them in my absolute best spots, but I like to put them in a spot that, more of an observation spot or a less intrusive spot. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process with that. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the difference between hang-ons and ladder stands. And I honestly like hunting out of ladder stands. A lot of people don't like them, and I understand why they don't like them. There's pros and cons to both the hang-ons and the ladder stands. And like I said, one of them is that you see the deer see the ladder and they look up and look at you. Well, I could argue that in a hang-on, you got your sticks and it's the exact same thing. So it's really just about your setup, where you set your stand up, how you set it up, and how you hunt it is much more important than the actual stand itself. Another thing is, I'm guilty of this. I used to think that my stands needed to be 30 foot up in the air or higher, and that's still not the case. The higher you get, more of an incline you're shooting down on these deer. You see these guys that are just putting arrows right through the spines on these deer. Nico Healy. Just kidding, sorry bud. Yeah, that's funny, but you don't need to be that high. You don't need to be that high up in the tree. 15, 16 to 18 foot, even to 20 is honestly where I like to hang my tree stands. Like for me mentally, like I said, when I wake up and I know I got a stand, I'm gonna go out and hunt, just thinking about, all I have to do is climb up in that ladder stand. And I think about some of my trickier setups that are maybe in a crotch of a tree, or you go up 3 sticks on a stagger step and you step over to another and you climb up a little bit more and you slide your lifeline rope up. And say it's a dewy morning or a rainy morning, you think about all those steps being wet, and it's just kind of like a higher stress setup. You have to be much more careful when you're climbing into those setups compared to a ladder stand. Why would you want to wake up and be like really stressed out, like, can I get into that stand properly? Or let's say you get up there and like I said, you work your way all the way around that tree, now you gotta pull your bow up and you're in this crotch of a tree. You have good concealment, but you're gonna ding your bow off some shit, or you're gonna can't get your backpack up because it's not wide enough. Ladder stands, yes, they stick out like a sore thumb a little bit. They're just so easy to get into, and honestly, that's kind of my goal with these stands. Set them up behind the house, make them super easy to get into, and just have some more spots to hunt. If I set up more stands, I'm a fan of having a lot of stands and not a fan of having a lot of stands, because you can have too many stands and then you're chasing your tail. But if you have not enough stands, then you are, you know, you're overpressuring those specific areas where you think the deer movement's gonna be. So it's that fine line between having enough stands and having the right amount of stands. So wanted to shoot a little vlog today, going out back, setting up some stands behind my house. Beautiful day in Michigan, no better day of the year to do it than today. Also, it's like, I don't know, June 15th. Well, like I said, we got this cool day in Michigan, and also from June 15th all the way till October 1st, that's plenty of time for that stand to sit there, marinate, the deer get used to looking at it, smelling it. You know, if I have to trim out any shooting lanes, they're gonna look at them, they're gonna be, you know, on the ground for that long. So I like to hang some stands around June, July. But that's what I'm doing today. And I've been slacking on getting some content out, like I said. So, wanna shoot a little video. What I'm doing today, just gonna bring you guys along with me. Hope you guys are still here. Hope you didn't hit that little X button because I'm just talking my brains out because I have no idea what I'm doing. Hope you guys like it. Stay with me. Here we go. Okay, so we got her on here. We got her on the Ranger. Hopefully I can fit out the garage door. That's the next thing, so we'll see. Yeah. Check this out for a backyard corn plot. And then I got all this planted in soybeans, so that's pretty sweet too. Corn's looking good though. This is the redneck soft side that I got set up right here on this bean field in my backyard here. Little water hole down there. This is all soybeans, every bit of it. You see they're coming up pretty good. They're about 3 inches. They got about 5-6 days of growth maybe right there. Just planted those last week. Looking real good. Check them out. All right, so we just got back to where I want to set this stand up, kind of just picking out some trees. There's this big patch of pines here that I've seen a lot of deer run through the last couple years, so I kind of got an idea that I want to be on the back side of these pines. This is a neighboring property to mine, and super nice landowner. Became pretty good friends with him. Lets me hunt this property that's adjacent to the property of my house, so it's a pretty nice setup. Got about a 10-acre alfalfa / clover field that he harvests the grass off of a couple times a year. It's really tall right now, but he normally has it cut down. Being on the back side of this, I think it's going to be a pretty good setup. If I can get in one of these trees, I want something that's got a little bit of cover though. It's not, but I also don't want to be out of the game, so I kind of want to be like mid-ranged. If I can pick a tree or find a tree that's got a little bit of cover, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna walk around for a minute and see if I can't find something. All right, so this is the tree that I'm gonna get in. I like it because it has some branches up here. It's got some cover. It's got this little tree, and it's the furthest tree that sits back in this patch with all these pines. And then this is the trail that they typically like to walk right down this edge. So that's gonna be about a 20-yard, maybe 25-yard shot to this edge, and then out to the middle of this clover alfalfa field. It might be like 30 or 40. And then back behind us, we have this all fenced, so the deer actually can't cross through behind us. So if if I can get like a north wind or something like that, I'll probably hunt this. That way my wind's blowing back behind me and they can't come from behind me, so they'll be forced to push out in front of me here or also through here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm gonna get set up in this tree right here. All right, so here is what I did. I got 3 sticks, 1, 2, 3. And I went up top here with my harness on and I strapped that top stand. And that's just, for me, that's so much simpler than having to drag somebody else out here with me and help get this thing set up. That's one efficient way to hang a tree stand, a ladder stand by yourself. A little bit pain in the butt, but you're gonna leave for the whole year anyway, so. Yep, so I'm gonna get the rest of the straps hooked up and then I'm gonna keep setting everything else up. All right, so we just climbed up in the tree for the first time and got the harness, strap, tether, whatever you want to call it, set up. So it's super easy to get in the morning real early. Just clip in right there, makes it simple. There's no stress trying to one-handed dig at that strap and try to find something to hook to. I'm a big fan on lifelines. I like running lifelines so you don't slip coming up and down a stand, but honestly, a ladder stand 16 foot off the ground, I'm not going to tell you not to use one. You probably should use one, but I don't think in these 2 setups I'm going to be using a lifeline on the ladder stand. Like I said, I have mixed emotions. I might add one later, but this is a pretty safe setup and I can climb up, hook in, like I said, not that high. But I'll give you a little view of what this stand setup is going to look like. Like I said, this is that trail that those deer typically like to come down. These are all pines. There's about 3 acres of pines out here. And here is the stand setup. Pretty comfy little stand. I mean, it's not very huge. It doesn't have any really armrests or anything, but it's got a nice comfy seat. Nice setup with a strap. And yeah, it should be super easy to get into. Probably gonna come down this back trail, slip in about where the ranger is. Like I said, everything behind me there's a big fence, so deer can't really travel back through here behind me. So if I got the wind blowing in my face, this is how I'm gonna be hunting this setup. And you know, annually I see a lot of deer in these pines early season, so it should work out pretty good. Got a little bit of trimming I got to do up here. Not much though. I don't want to open it up that much. I like to have my bow out in front of me, and my bow has those split riser, so I actually hang it right by that riser, and that way my grip's nice right here. If deer were to come through here, I can just reach, grab my bow, draw back, shoot. I like to have it out in front of me. Some guys like to hang it behind them, but then you're twisting. I don't like that. I like to have it right out in front of me. All right, we got it trimmed out now. Here is the final setup. The bow hanger, stand. This came with the Hawk bow hanger. It's got the little hook, so I'll probably hang my backpack here. It's got 2, so that's kind of nice. I'll probably just hang the whole pack on that though. And then we got the bow rope, which was a 30-foot bow rope we cut down to a 15-foot bow rope. It's got the carabiner on the bottom. I like to tie it right here at my hip, so when I get up into the stand, I can reach down without having to stretch for something. I can just one-handed pull that up, super convenient. And then also I like to put my bow rope on the same side as my bow hanger, so I can pull my bow up, still hooked on the bow hanger, hook it right on here. That's set up, get everything all set up. Now it's all trimmed. I can shoot all this out in front of me, and if something were to happen quick, bow's in my hand, full draw, shoot everything out here, shoot every bit of this. So, and like I said, we got the hanger here, the safe line little hook, which is super convenient. And yeah, so overall I'm really happy with this setup. It's a cool setup to have right here in my backyard. It's just kind of a change of pace. Reminds me of going back to when I first learned to to deer hunt and hunting out of ladder stand. It's kind of cool, bow hunting out of a ladder stand, and it's something different. And I know everybody's going to these mobile setups, which, you know, I am too. I like them. There's a lot of good uses for those, but setting these permanent stands, it's just, you're building that little bit of convenience, that extra spot. You know, if you want to slip into, you know, mid-October or late November, you don't got to lug a stand back here with you. It's just set up, it's all good to go. You know that everything's dialed. If you were to get the right wind or the right day, slip back in here, get up in this stand, should be in the money. I would have to predict that I'm going to shoot something out of this stand this year. I'd hope so. I can kind of foresee early October, maybe shooting a doe out of this stand would be super cool, or maybe even late season. So don't typically have a lot of big bucks back here, but there is deer, which is pretty cool. So killing a deer right in your backyard, harvesting a deer right in your backyard is really cool. So hope you guys like this video. Hope I didn't ramble too much. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's pretty basic stuff. There's nothing I've said that's been advanced. It's just, like I said, a little vlog. I was hanging a tree stand and took you guys along with me. So hope you guys like it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out on Carbon TV. Follow us on Instagram. All that social media stuff. We really appreciate it. We put a lot of work, heart, sweat, and tears into all of our videos, and we can't thank all of you enough for following along with us. We got some really big stuff in the works coming down the pipeline. I can't wait to share it with you guys this year, and can't wait to bring you guys along with us and see how it goes. So thanks guys, have a good one.